Tech Talks podcast.
Welcome back to the Outsourcing podcast at Tech Talks, powered by Infinity Binary. I'm Arabella, your host, and today we're cracking open a topic that every tech company, startups, and giants alike needs to get right: outsourcing software testing and managing outsourced developers.
Wait a minute. Will you introduce me or not?
Yeah, of course. I'm not doing this alone. Joining me is someone who's been in the trenches of software development, testing, and outsourcing for years, long years. Rachel, why don't you tell our listeners a bit about yourself?
After all, thanks, Arabella. Hey everyone, I'm Rachel, and I've spent over a decade helping companies scale their tech teams through outsourcing. I've worked with startups and Fortune 500 companies alike, and let me tell you, outsourcing can be a game changer when done right. But if you get it wrong, it can be a nightmare.
Absolutely. And today, we're going to make sure our listeners get it right. Let's start with the big picture. Why are companies outsourcing software testing and development in the first place?
It's three things: time, expertise, and cost. Businesses are moving faster than ever. They can't afford to build an in-house testing team from scratch every time they launch a product. Plus, testing requires specialized skills:
Like what exactly?
automation testing, security testing, regression testing.
And by the way, most companies don't have that level of expertise in-house. And let's be honest, cost is a big factor too. Hiring a full-time QA team is expensive, especially in North America or Western Europe. Cool. Don't forget Pakistan and its growing potential, but you can get top-tier testing talent in places like Eastern Europe or Asia for a fraction of the price. The key is knowing how to manage them effectively. All right, let's talk pain points. Outsourcing software testing sounds great on paper, but companies run into serious issues when they don't do it right. So, what are the biggest mistakes?
Here are the top three. Number 1, lack of clear requirements. If you're vague about what needs to be tested, expect vague results. Secondly, having no structured communication. If your offshore testers don't fully understand the product, they'll miss critical issues. Lastly, relying too much on manual testing. Manual testing is essential, but if you're not leveraging automation, you're wasting time and money.
That last one is key. Super. We've seen companies outsource testing but ignore automation tools like Selenium, Appium, or Cypress. Then they wonder why they're paying for the same repetitive tests over and over again.
Exactly. A good outsourced testing team should have strong automation expertise. Otherwise, you're just burning cash on inefficiency.
Cool. All right, let's pivot to software development teams. Managing outsourced developers is an art. If you get it wrong, your project turns into a mess of missed deadlines, misaligned expectations, and code that looks like it was written by a first-year CS student at 3 a.m.
Laughs. Yep, I've seen it happen. The biggest mistake? Assuming outsourced developers will just get it. Number. They need clear documentation, coding standards, and well-defined deliverables.
Let's break this down. What's the right way to manage an outsourced development team?
5 key things. Use agile methodologies, weekly sprints, daily stand-ups, and clear progress tracking.
Yeah, that's cool.
Have a single point of contact.
Oh, yeah, I would second this idea.
A project manager who bridges the gap between your team and the outsourced developers. Ensure strong version control. Use GitHub or Bitbucket to track changes and prevent code conflicts. Enforce coding standards.
That's an elephant in the room.
Set clear guidelines to maintain code quality. Test continuously. Don't wait until the last week to test the product. Implement continuous integration and deployment, CI/CD pipelines.
That last one is big. I've seen companies build an entire product with an outsourced team only to realize in the final week that half of it doesn't work because they skipped testing throughout development. Now, we can't talk about outsourcing without touching on security risks. If your outsourced team is handling sensitive data or proprietary code, what's stopping them from leaking it? Or worse, selling it?
Great question. Companies need to treat security as a non-negotiable part of outsourcing. That means signing NDAs. Every outsourced team member should have a legally binding agreement in place. Using access control. Not everyone needs access to everything. Use role-based permissions. Keeping code on private repos. Public repositories are a disaster waiting to happen. Auditing security practices regularly. Don't assume your outsourced team is handling security well. Verify it.
And let's be real, if your outsourced team is working from a country with weak data protection laws, you need to be extra careful. All right, let's talk about the future. How is AI changing outsourced software testing and development?
In a massive way. AI is automating large portions of software testing. Tools like Testim and Mabel are using machine learning to predict test failures before they happen. And for development, AI-powered code generators like GitHub Copilot are speeding up the process.
Does that mean companies will outsource less in the future?
Not exactly. Instead of outsourcing for repetitive tasks, companies will outsource for higher-level expertise. Things like AI model development, cybersecurity, and blockchain applications. The game is shifting from cost-cutting outsourcing to high-skill outsourcing.
All right, Rachel, let's wrap this up. What are the key takeaways for businesses outsourcing software testing and development?
Outsourcing saves money and brings expertise, but only if managed correctly. Define clear requirements and enforce coding and testing standards. Security is critical. NDAs, access control, and audits are a must. Agile methodologies keep outsourced teams on track. AI is shifting outsourcing from repetitive tasks to specialized, high-skill work.
Perfect. Folks, outsourcing is here to stay, but the winners are the ones who do it strategically. If you found this episode valuable, hit that subscribe button and let us know what topics you want us to cover next.
And remember, outsourcing isn't just about cutting costs, it's about scaling smartly. See you next time.
This is Arabella.
And I am Rachel.
And we are signing off from the Outsourcing Podcast.